Hi all my crafty friends, and welcome back to Designs by Gaddis. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you found my channel. Be sure to like this video and subscribe. By doing so, you will help others, just like yourself, be able to find my home decor DIY videos. I used this stacked book set I had actually used for my Christmas tier tray. I simply removed the vinyl and the twine. I'll leave a link in the description for how to make wood stack books tutorial. I used some handmade pink chalk paint to paint the top book. I'll also leave a link to that video in the description. I just love this pink color. I think it's perfect for Valentines. I painted the top book only and tried to get as little paint as possible on the bottom book. I wanted my books to be two different colors. After painting the books, I used my hot air gun to dry the paint quicker. I applied a second layer of paint and used my hot air gun again to dry the paint. Next, I used a sanding block to rough up the paint and give the book stack a rustic, worn look. I also used my Cricut weeder to remove the paint from between the books. I used rubbing alcohol and a paper towel to remove all the dust from the books. I used my Cricut and cut out the saying, "Love never fails." Using transfer paper, I applied the saying to the spine of the books. I used some of this ribbon I got in the baby shower section at Dollar Tree and wrapped it around the book stack and hot glued it on the back. I then did the same thing with a piece of twine on top of the ribbon. I think the stacked books turned out perfect, and I love it on my tiered tray. Next, I decided to make a beaded garland for my tiered tray. I used 10mm and 12mm beads to create the garland. I strung them onto a piece of string and took them outside and painted them. While the beads dried, I painted this little mason jar shaped tag with the same homemade chalk paint I used on the book stack. I also roughed up the tag the same way I had on the books. I used this SVG file from Design Bundles and sized, cut, and weeded it. I used transfer paper to apply the vinyl onto the tag. I used some red HTV for the hearts in the back of the truck. After aligning the hearts up with the truck, I used my iron to set the HTV and to melt the vinyl into the cracks and crevices of the wood tag. I used matte Mod Podge to seal the tag and give it a finished look. To string the beads, I used a collapsible eye needle I picked up in the bead section of Michael's. I continued stringing the beads until I had used all of them for the garland. I slid one end of the string through the hole of the tag and tied a knot to hold the tag into place. I left a longer piece of string hanging after I tied the tag on because I wanted to add a tassel to the ends of the garland, and I would need this string to do that. For the tassel, I used ribbon and twine. I cut all the pieces about the same length. I then stacked them up and used a piece of string to tie them in the middle. I then used a longer piece of twine, added a dab of hot glue to the tassel, and wrapped the twine around the top until I liked the way it looked. I used another dab of hot glue at the bottom and trimmed the twine. I then used the string from the garland and tag and tied it to the string from the tassel. I used a small dab of glue to make sure the knot didn't come undone, and then cut off the excess string. I did the same thing on the other end of the garland using the same ribbon and twine. Next, I trimmed both tassels and unraveled a couple of pieces of the twine on each end. And just look at how sweet this garland turned out. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel. I upload weekly home decor DIY videos, and you know you don't want to miss any of them. So go ahead and hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. And as always, thanks for watching. Until next time, happy crafting!